Konnichiwa, Mina's Tizakura. You're watching Podcast. Today's 10-minute first-person video is going to be on a PlayStation 2 game, and that is Wizardry. Tell of the Forsaken Land. Right. Real quick, this is one player. Takes 386k to save. Digital control, analog control, and vibration functions. For any of you out there who have never played a Wizardry game, it is a dungeon crawler RPG series, and it is brutal. The series has become famous due to the fact of how hard the series really is. And if this follows the rules of most Wizardry games, permadeath is a thing, so you gotta be very careful how you handle your characters and keep them alive, because there is no guarantee they will live. So, really excited to try this one out. Love this series, even though I'm very bad at it. Probably have some deaths in this video. So, as always, 10 minutes play the game, fast and play the game of version of, and I can't skip anything. Let's get that timer started. Timer's been started, and away we go. Let's see how evil this one is. Oh, that is awesome. We get a music selection. Don't see that very often. Usually it's sound test, not just flat call that. And the music's already amazing. Under the rule of a beautiful queen, the sacred town of Duhan enjoyed a long time of peace. However, a sudden flash from above destroyed the land, and all was burned to ashes. The beauty of the castle and the town, once crowded with people, was now covered in snow. One day, an adventure set foot on this land. As the adventure appeared about the town of Duhan, there was an emptiness, a sadness. The adventure began to roam the town, uneasy with heavy footsteps. And the tale slowly unfolds. Now, that was nice. That was actually a good opening. Okay, well, for make it easy, we'll just do Midori. A race is one of 5 races that exist in this world. Each race has a distinctive specialty, such as dwarves who excel in strength and elves who are masters of spells. I'm going elves because usually I have a better chance with an elf. An attribute is the tendency of certain actions that a being will take. There are 3 major attributes that can clash with each other. Good. Neutral. Evil. Well, it's one of those things where if I choose good, then I can learn a lot of good white spells. If I go evil, I can learn more destructive spells. Natural, I can go with both. So I'll do that. Every character has a hidden talent that relates to their class. Battle strategies will differ depending on their class. There are several classes, such as those who handle swords, spells, etc. Warrior, Thief, Sorcerer. See, this is where it gets really hard, is now I have to choose which one. So I'm going to go with Sorcerer because I like doing Sorcerers. Okay, and Wisdom is actually the best to do with this. Life. Generally affect the speed of actions during battle, and luck. Yes. Oh, we're doing solo teams. Nice. A cold wind runs through the demolished town of Duhan. And as the snow seemed to dance like white flowers in the wind, a ghostly-like shadow faintly emerged. A man barely able to support his weakened body propped himself steadily on his sword. He looked as if he was wounded. Last night I heard a strange voice. A goddess of fate whispered to me that a savior shall arrive in this cursed land, and that people will end the chains of suffering for all eternity. Hehehe. So, are you the one? I am not sure whether this is a good thing or not. His sarcastic laugh surrounded throughout the town of Dohan. Do you really think you can gain what I have lost? If this is the case, I regret not dying before your arrival. I would have been able to die without that flicky goddess notice. Blah, 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 blah. Very well. I assume my days are over. Follow me. I shall guide you to the tavern. You shall be able to find what you are looking for there. The white-haired swordman disappeared like a puff of smoke. The swordman said earlier that he'll be waiting at the tavern. Guild. Save data. Save, please. Definitely save. In a game like this, you save. I'm happy it looks like they're definitely following the one picture at a time, one room at a time type style so far, because I frankly don't want to go to 3D, because if it goes to 3D, it will ruin the whole thing. Okay, so we got the temple, lodgings. I guess that would be considered the tavern. We'll just see. Shop, the labyrinth, bar. Well, we'll try here. Oh, I love that they're not going to show the character. That makes me very happy. The people here shall welcome your presence. Since the losses in the Flash, this place is flooded with people who are searching for what they have lost. It will be a challenging task, because some are looking for their dreams, and some are looking for their loved ones. But in any case, they are precious memories to each one of them. They have not been able to retrieve those things after the Flash. It shall be your duty to fulfill their quest. Well, what shall it be? Why don't you just relax and have a drink? Okay, good. We can get up to 6 party members. Very, very good. Party. Okay, I can't do any requests. Quest log. Okay. Client Kyle. I've lost my pride as a ninja ever since I was faced with death. Will you help me to conquer this fear so that I can stand tall in battle? Sure. A ninja quickly pushed his way through the crowd and approached you. The swordman said that you are recruiting people for your party. If that is true, would you mind taking me to the labyrinth? He was polite, but under his hood was a sharp look in his eyes. He introduced himself as Kayo Hattori. We ninjas have grown up to live a different life than most people. We have trained our bodies and minds through our lives to defeat one enemy. That enemy is fear. Fear changes people. I thought I had already accomplished that task. There should be no ninja who is frightened of fear. But I guess I never really met my true enemy. Kaio stopped talking. Although he did not show it in his expressions, his subconscious... Dang it, there goes the timer. Looks like I'm going to have to do a second video because it's very important to try and get to some combat to see how well the combat works in an RPG. I already know exactly how the combat's going to be since it seems to be following the rules of Wizardry, and that makes me happy that so far it is exactly what I would expect the game to be. I do like that they're trying out the 3D elements backgrounds, but they're also keeping the classic art style of just throwing some beautiful art for backgrounds in other situations. I have several of these games from the series, including some from the DOS era, from IBM computers. Well, you know, that old, yes. I think I have 4, 5, 6, and then I have the one for the PS3, and then I have this one. More I would like to collect, without a doubt. But that was always one thing I liked, is that they tried to make it look as 3D as possible, but also kept a beautiful art style when it came to how things looked. That's very important with the series, because that's what the series is like. And like I said before, they focus on one room at a time, almost like a point-and-click adventure, because they don't want to give you a ton of freedoms of what to do. And for anybody who plays a lot of dungeon RPGs or JRPGs on the Vita, you will recognize what type of style I'm talking about, which is when you're in the dungeon is as basic as can be to help save. Basically, you don't need beautiful artwork when you're in a dungeon. You just need to walk forward, turn the camera, walk over there, and you get to see each of the different walls. That's the style of game that Wizardry really help define, if you will. You know. So that's basically, I know, what we will be getting into, and I really hope they keep that. But I love the artwork they're throwing in here as well when we're in the tabard, and hopefully that will follow through with the other buildings, because I'm really going to enjoy that. Quests are always fun to have in RPGs regardless, but this right here is quite entertaining that we're actually, you know, learning more about different characters as we take on their quests to help them. So with this, I hope I can get to the labyrinth quite quickly for the second video, for we can just do nothing but a labyrinth. I am worried though, just because of my experience while playing Wizardry through games through this series, and playing other RPGs inspired by, could be dangerous, and I'll have to be careful because of what could happen. Now, like I said, if it does follow the common rule of Wizardry, there will be permadeath in this game, which means that, yes, you can take your people to the temple or the chapel or church, whatever the holy building is, you have an opportunity to try and bring him back to life. Now, if it fails too many times, your character's gone for good. And I have had this happen to me in some of my games before that feature this option. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it actually was Wizardry for the PS3. I had built up a magic user that I had brought out as a healer first. That way she could learn healing spells, and then I raised her attributes a little bit different to where she became a black magic user, but she kept her spells. So I was able to train her on the different spells, that way she'd be able to attack and heal at the same time. Unfortunately, I had ran into a room that had a large amount of enemies in, and due to the fact that she was originally raised as a healer, then went for a black magic user, she was a cloth armor user, and her health and defense was pretty low, and she died. Even reloading the save file several times, I could not get her to res, and she would, the priest would try multiple times, and after that second time, if it's 2 fails in a row, your character's gone for good. So, I am worried, and that's what makes this series, a lot of fun, is because you don't know what's going to happen, and one little mishap could destroy your entire save file. I mean, everything. You could lose everything, and a whole new game would have to be started just because you ran into the wrong room. So, I'm really happy to see that the game already is living up to the expectations of what I was hoping it to be. So, we'll definitely do a second video checking out the combat system, because I really want to see how that works in the game, and I'd like to share it with you guys. And I'm really hoping it stays the way it's supposed to be, which will be we'll be able to see the creatures we're fighting, and on the bottom side we'll see our team, and that's how we play, being that it is a turn-based RPG. So I'm actually quite curious to see what will happen, and if I will survive my first time in there, that would be pretty sad. So that's why I was, as soon as I saw where we could save, this game you have to save. And save as much as you can, because there will be those times where that will happen, and you will have to reload your save, all except defeat, and move onward. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching the opening. I think this has been a beautiful opening. And they gave us almost nothing about what really happened. I love that. There was this great kingdom. A flash of light came down, and the kingdom was gone. Wait, what? That's it? Oh, now we have to find out what happened. So, I don't know, I just love it when we get those. It makes me excited, because that's the kind of story I like when I'm getting into a RPG like this. So for me, I'm just really excited to have an opening sequence like that, and you're just like, yes! Because there's now a ton of mystery behind it, and we get to find out what that mystery is. So, yay! Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you in the next video as we get to some of the game play of battling, and hopefully not die. That's the key. We shall see. This is T Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.